Well, hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. I do hope you are well. Let's get to it. I just want to drop off some of my versatile frameworks here and just empty it out real quick. I'll add a timestamp in here as well if you want to skip ahead, because I just want to take a moment and go over something. I've seen in the analytics there that more and more people are watching from a TV and a computer screen. And I know the video quality for you guys must be looking really bad. I really do apologize for that. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do without upgrading the card, and with that being said, I finally have a time limit for it. So after this upload, there's just going to be 2 more uploads with the video quality looking like this, and then the graphics card will be in the box. Everything is going to be looking so much better then. And I have to say, my experience with YouTube hasn't been too bad at all. There hasn't been really any negative comments, and we're still running at a 96.7 average for the channel, so a couple of dislikes here and there. It is what it is. The subscriber count just keeps jumping and then dropping down, so I am sad to see those people go, but hopefully when we get everything upgraded, it's gonna be way better. So I just want to take a moment and just thank each and every one of you that has been faithful to the channel and still sticks around with me. I really appreciate it. Right, so over to the production that we are going to be doing today. That's going to be steel beams at 20 per minute, steel pipe at 120 a minute, with the beams being converted over to 800 screws a minute, and then we have to go over to iron production. That will be done in this factory section. So then that's going to be the iron wire recipe at 320 per minute, iron rods at 120, rotors at 32 per minute, stators at 40, and motors, the final production, at 15 a minute. There is just nothing else that I can add to this factory. That is going to be at the very limit of what we are producing. And it's really not all that bad. From, I think it's a total of 4 miners at Mark 3 overclocked to 780 each at the Petroleum Coke that we're dropping down here. So it is quite a bit of production that we're getting over here. And it seems like I made this one a little bit too long. Oh bugger. Well, nonetheless, I'll get it changed over the way it should be. Let's just check here at the back. You know what? No, I'll come and change that in my own time. I don't want to be messing around with it too much. Ooh, this is going to cause a problem. Yeah, this is going to cause a slight issue. You know what? Let me do this real quick, since I'm going to have to change everything as well, yeah. Because the thing is, I want to add a power cable over here. And in order to do so, I'm just going to have to move that one as well. Just in order to get the power cable down. Let's see, where do I connect it? It needs to be a Mark II, otherwise we're going to have a little issue connecting up the steel pipe machines up next. So let's see if I can get this one correct as well. There we go. And then the beam connectors. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so back over towards the back side here. Just get my light on just for in case as well. Oh man, I really can't wait to increase the quality of the videos. That is the one thing that I've been waiting for. Probably the longest in order to do. But we are nearly there. Oh man, I can't believe it. Only 2 more weeks to go and it will finally be here. Okay, this has to be a straight belt at the top side, just so we can have that nice little bend before it levels out evenly. And then a conveyor belt Mark 5 in between, just a Mark 1 into the lower machine. And we still have to come and select the recipes. Okay, so that's going to be 30 steel beams per minute. If we come and take it like this, we only need 20, which is really not going to be that bad. For a total of 800 screws, I just think it's way easier than doing it with any kind of iron production to get the screw rates going the way I need them to. And speaking of, let's get the steel pipes. This is going to be at 120 a minute. The output is going to be at the front side. There we go, that's how I wanted it. Just lock it in place and see if we can get it close to this section. just want to have the beam supports sort of next to one another, but we can definitely leave an extra bit of gap here. We do have the space within the factory, so I'm not going to be using up as much compactness as I can here. If we can add it a little bit more open, then we'll do that as well. So then just to connect it to power. And now then, with this little bit done, we are going to add constructors over here for the screws. So I think what I should be doing is just adding a pole inside there. And we can bring it out towards this section. Get the 3 constructors in place for our screw production. So that's going to be 3 of them. Let's see. Steel screws. That takes up 5 steel beams to give us 260 screws a minute. One machine though has to be overclocked to 280 a minute. Just using up 3.85 extra. It is really not all that bad. Just get the recipe for the other one as well, yeah. Just make sure it's going to be 280 and then 2 machines doing 260 a minute. Yeah, that's going to give us the 800 that we need. I would have actually liked to produce a little bit more just for safety to make sure that everything is going to be running. And I think let's merge them out towards the side here. That should be fine. Now we just need the splitter in order to run everything. So one splitter facing that side and the rest is going to face towards us. That is really close to clipping there. At least it's not. Oh, thank goodness for that. Do need a Mark 1 in between. And then we do need to merge this line up before I forget to do it. So you need to merge into that section. Just add a small little lift. Mark 1 belt. There we go. That lift is a little bit low, isn't it? Let's just get that fixed as well. Go up by 1. And there we go. Okay, perfect. So everything should be working as soon as we connect it to power. So I want to do over this side somewhere. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get this done. Let's bring the power line over to just in front of the lift, over towards the side, and then connect it up there. Yeah, not too bad at all. Our power network is really running good. We're just over halfway. We still got probably around 10,000 megawatt that we can still use. It depends if everything is going to be running or not. And this has to be a Mark 3 belt feeding out of the machines with a Mark 5 in between. Wait a minute, the belt can only handle 780, right? Interesting. I'm not going to be merging this one then. So this belt has to come out towards the side here. But this is going to be a little bit more tricky to get it done here. Okay, bring you out as close as I can there. Then let's bring you out towards this side. Okay, where am I going to be adding my containers to store everything? We got the door over this side, so I think let's add one container here. Then we can add the other one on this side. Feed the first machine into here. Then how about adding a lift to just bring the rest of the production into a container? Okay, that might work. That looks good. It's not going to be an issue and all of the screws are going to be unloading. The only tricky part is now... No, it's not even going to be a tricky part. It just snaps straight past there. It's not clipping anywhere with that belt. And that's just perfect. Oh, really good. I didn't expect it to go that quick and easy. So that is going to be steel beams at 20 a minute. Steel pipes at 120 and screws at 800 per minute. That is our entire steel production up and running. Alrighty then, perfect. Okay, so I've got the screws loading out with 2 belts and lifts heading up towards the roof, connecting through the wall to the other section of the building. And exactly the same thing here with our steel pipes. It's just going to flow against the wall and then go into the next building part. And then let's come take a look. I already went ahead and just got the placement for the wire production down, just because I needed to know where I need to bring the ingots through. So this is going to be a total of 18 machines, or 16 machines, sorry. That's going to be 12.5 for each of them. So that's going to be 200 ingots just in order to do the wire production. Now this is going to give us 22.5. So 22.5 for 16 machines, that's going to be 360. Okay, so it's a little bit more than what we need. It's not going to be the end of the world though. Like I said, this is the very last section of the building that we need to add in. So over here by our iron ingots that's coming out over this side, I'm using a Mark IV belt there at the top section just to bring it out towards this corner. Going up with a Mark IV lift, and now we can just add a nice clean Mark IV belt in between here and have it dead straight. Absolutely perfect. I'll come and add some of those conveyor ceiling mounts over here to just keep the belt nice and tidy, and then just reconnect the belt in order to ensure that it's going to look good. So then that is going to be the last thing that I needed to bring into this production. We should be seeing wires being produced at any moment now. That's going to be at 320 a minute. It's ridiculous. I do want to come and take a look though here real quick. Where do we merge everything to? I think let's go with a Mark III over to that side. Then we'll add the container in front of the first set of machines, just to ensure that we do have a little bit that's able to be stored up without any issues at all. I'm wondering if I shouldn't go with a Mark IV belt to unload everything. Interesting. Why does it seem like only the first set of machines are being unloaded? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see. It's because the ingots are not loading out quick enough here. That needs to be a Mark IV. Just upgrade the belt right through then. Even though it's not all that necessary, I'm just going to keep doing it, because that will just allow the machines to load quicker. Everything else is connected. I'm quite sure everything is connected. I'm just waiting for all of the machines to fill up here. That's going to be the troublesome issue here. Okay, well, nonetheless, I think we can even turn off 2 machines. I don't know what the heck happened there, so sorry if that noise made it through the mic there. Okay, so wires being stored on up here. This is going to have to increase. Now that's a Mark I belt. It will never help out using that, will it? Go with another Mark III through, and then the Mark IV, just when all of the machines are connected there with one another. Seems like it's starting to flow a little better. Okay, regardless of that, let me see. I've got the light switch over there, the light control panel for when I close the building off. But first, we need to add iron rods. And I think I'm going to be adding you over this side here. Just take a look. How close are we to the wall? I think we can go a little bit closer now. I'm going to have to give a little bit more space because the belt is going to be running at the back side here. And then let's just move you over a little bit. I think that will be perfect. No issues, no drama, everything just running nice and good. I don't even think we need to have a massive belt in order to feed these machines, because it's only the rod, so it's not taking up all that much. That's connected. Ingots should be flowing around. Just need to connect you to power. I'm just going to do this for now. I'll come and clean that off. So that is going to be iron rods at 120 per minute. I really need to get a move on, because this is going to take quite a bit of time to get everything sorted and in place here. Just give me my industrial container, please, buddy. do need to add a Mark 3 just for in case. I know a 120 belt should be fine, but nonetheless, that's perfect. Okay, so we got screws, we got wire, we got rods. Now for the very, very interesting part of this factory, trying to fit in the rotors and the stators. Which one should I do first? I think it's going to be the stator, since this is using up the steel beams and the wire production that we're getting over here. And same thing with what I did over there with the wire. We're going to be adding a stack section of 2 machines here. Absolutely facing the wrong way by the looks of it. No, it's right. No, that's correct. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Oh boy. It's a bit tricky. Really a bit tricky. So then this belt is going to split through there, and I didn't leave myself enough gap here. Cheeky bugger. Now that's why you have to make sure. Just get the machine placement once again. Status at 20 per minute. Just make sure I leave enough gap in order to feed a belt through. I think over there should be fine. And add the next section. Okay, good. So then let's unload with the Mark 3. Just over this side and then into the lower section, right? Just come and double check it. Make sure it is going to be steel pipes and wire production. Looking good. So where do we add a power network to? Wait a minute, I've got an idea. We can just add it to the lower section. Not even going to see that cable running there. Do need to connect this side. Please tell me I have a connection. Yes, I do. Okay, looking really good. And I also went ahead and fixed my blueprint, getting all of the connections done here. So the machines will definitely be turning on as everything is running. Just need to connect the middle section to one another. Do the same here with the top as well. So here comes the interesting part. We need to bring our steel beams from way over there to inside here. Interesting. How do I plan on doing this one? This is going to be really, really tight. So if we can add this right on top there. Can we still add a lift in here? Yes, we can. Okay, so I think what I'm going to be doing is just running the production around the entire facility here. It's going to be 120. You know what now? Let's just go with the Mark 3 belt in between. It's only to unload everything as quick as possible. So then let's get you in place. Wrap you around this side. Just make sure it needs to go a little bit more up. Okay, perfect. Bring you around the corner. I know this is a very, very long way for the belt to run, but unfortunately it's just going to be the easiest way of getting it done. So if that is going to be our steel pipes unloading, I'm just going to have to bring up that belt properly. Because from far it seems like this one is going downwards a little bit, so let's just fix that to look better. Come on, straight connection, just give me the right spot there. Okay, perfect. So now it's not going to look too weird. Got steel pipes unloading. We got wire unloading. That should be then everything for our stator production. Unfortunately, it seems like I mixed up the order that I wanted to do things. As long as we just connect it into the machine right. Otherwise, what's the point of getting it done this way? Ooh, that's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a problem. I'm gonna have to bring this lift down somewhere else. Okay, let's add another one there first. Then we can connect up the lift. And hopefully... Oh, there we go. Now it's working out. Okay, good. So it can be a straight or the other one. It's not gonna matter too much. That is gonna be steel pipes unloading. So we got stator production up and running. Where, oh where am I gonna merge you to? You know what, no. I think I'm gonna do it from over this side. Can only be a Mark 1. We don't have to worry too much with that. Yeah, it's not gonna work from that side, so I will have to connect it over here. Well, nonetheless, as long as we can get everything stored up, it should be fine. Like I mentioned before as well, I don't really plan out everything for the exact placement of machines and how I want to get the production up and running. I'm just going with the flow here, so whatever happens, happens is the way it's gonna work out for the production. Now we do need to add rotors. This is going to be at 16 per minute. We do have to get another 2 sections down. I think I might add it over here. I wonder if I should do it over here, because we do need to add in the rods and the screw production, which is both on this side. So if the entry is going to be over there, let's see if we can bring it directly across from here. We'll bring the belt down this way, wrap it around and into this section. Yeah, I think this can work. Definitely think that can work. Just snap them to each other there. Connect it up in the middle. Now this is going to be screws most likely, so I'm just going to go with a Mark 5 belt in between for the unloading. Otherwise the machines are not going to get enough. They need 100 screws per machine. Yeah, 100 screws a machine, so that is going to be a lot of production. Go with the Mark 3 belt for the top side. That's going to be the iron rods. So let's see if we can quickly get the rods down here. Interesting though. I have to think of something here. You know what? Let me split it in the middle. Let's do the screw side first. Let's do the screws. I'm still going to go with a Mark 4. Because I don't think we need to add a Mark 5 in here to do this section. Go with another Mark 4. So we do need to bring down 2 sections. So what we're going to end up doing is just be splitting the machines from this side. Just go over to a Mark 4. And then into the lift. And then we can do the same thing over here. But this one is going to be a little bit more difficult to do, isn't it? No, not really. Okay, so regardless, we got the screws unloading by 2 separate belts. We're going to have to do it in order to run the total of 800. The only one that's not going to be an issue is going to be the iron rods. Which, if we face the direction for the left other side, we can get it to the correct height to just load it directly in there. Let's go with the Mark 3 belt. That's going to be straight. Let me bring you around this side and then just in from the container. So right over there. Unfortunately, we have a bit of an open section here that I don't really know what we're going to do with. But I can add the rotors are done as soon as we connect it to power network. Ooh, where are we going to do that? Where is the power connections for this? It's going to be at the back. Already at 4.4, so let's take this little one. Bring you straight out. Connect you over this side, should be perfect. But now I do need to add one more connection from here to this side. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's iron rods being loaded, screws being loaded in. No, screws are not being loaded in because I need to upgrade the belt here. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go around and just quickly do all of this. That should be perfect. Now the bottom side is going to be a little bit more tricky to see, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. You just squeeze in there and just get them all connected. So that's going to be a Mark 2 unloading in between. Mark 1 for the rods, because we really don't need that many rods. I think we should be fine. really do think we should be fine. I do want to add another container here for the rotors. Wherever they may be coming out from, it's going to be over this side, right? How can it tell me it's an invalid shape? Oh, that's crazy. So even though it's just going to be a Mark 1, I'm still going to go with a much higher belt. Get it through that side. Looking good. So everything should be flowing out. I have to upgrade these belts here. Just for the unloading process. It needs to be done. Go with the Mark 2 to load it quicker. Oh boy, that's completely in the wrong side there, buddy. Break down this belt. Break it down. And then bring you over there. Okay, perfect. So that's all neat and tidy now. Not having an issue with it. And the last little bit of production is going to be 3 assemblers in order to do our motor production. So I think I'm just going to squeeze them here in the corner. That should be perfect. Then we can add another container over this side. Trying to think, maybe I should add a splitter or smart splitter with the overflow into another container over here, so I can come and always grab some rotors and stators if I need to, or maybe even add another dimensional storage for it. Should be interesting. There's quite a few things that I can do here, and then we can come and get some equipment workshops and then crafting benches down just to fill up a bit of the space here, so it's not just going to be open and empty. But regardless of that, let's just come and finish this up real quick. Mergers facing towards us, just in order to keep everything nice and tidy. Mark 1 belt will be more than enough, no issue there. Take a look. I want to bring this one out first and then bring it in there. Yeah, so I can definitely add some splitters here for overflow. Get everything else stored up here. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Okay, let's just get the splitter in here. I want to leave a little bit of space. I think that should be enough. Just turn it to face towards us. So this one is probably going to be rotors or stators. I'll just have to take a look. And then whatever overflow we get from this, I think I'm just going to be sending it over like this then. Just into the correct container. You know what? Let's just quickly redo this section. I just want to move them a bit closer to the machine because I just thought of something now by doing that. So if we add a splitter over this side, just make sure I leave enough gap. I just want to get a lift down here real quick so I can see. Yeah, I think this should be perfect. You can even move it a little bit closer. So at this side should be fine then. Yeah, that's perfect. And if I really want to get this properly sorted out, what we can do is the very last one we can change over to the smart splitter. Then do everything like that. At the straight section we're going to make overflow, and towards the right it's going to be any. Then that means that any overflow that's being produced here will be then sent over the side to reach the container and be stored up that side there. Perfect. Okay, so we just need lifts on this side. I'm going to do exactly the same thing now. Let's get a smart splitter at the very end. Yeah, at the very end should be fine. And then just a normal splitter and a normal splitter. Okay, yeah, this is going a lot quicker. Definitely thought the production was going to be a little bit more complicated than this though. So we can add a lift, face it towards the side, reverse the direction. That's not directly in line with where I wanted it to go. see if I can move it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Mark 1 should be fine. I don't even think I need anything higher than this. So why is it not showing the belt there? There we go. Thank you, buddy. That's all I wanted. Nice and tidy, straight through. Now we just need to load the production into the machines here. So first one's first. Let's see if we can move it to, I'd say, around here. Get the lift in place. And just connect it straight through. And then we got our rotor production just loading in from this side. Oh, that is just perfect. That is just so easy to get everything done here. It's not a complete mess. There's not a heck of a lot of conveyors going around everywhere and making things to be a mess here. But what I do have to do now is find out where do we connect everything to power. The power connection is just always the worst thing to do. Okay, so we got you over there. Now, where's going to be the closest location to connect a wire through? Interesting. Where, oh where, oh where? Where's my power line here at the back? Here we go. If I can just get it. Oh, that's a bit finicky. There we go. Finally managed to get it. That's not going to look too good, is it? What if I add it up to this section here? And we break this connection and this connection. Just connect it back up the way it should have been in the first place. I think it's right over here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think that will be an issue. And then we can just connect the machine. So that's going to be motors then at 15 a minute. If I can just get the recipe. Let's go take a look there. So motors. It's taking up 10 rotors and 10 stators per machine. That's going to be a total of 15. Yes, that's correct. Absolutely everything working out. Nice little set of production that we got here today. So we got 3 containers that I can come to and just grab everything. And I'll also really have to take a look at where I'm going to be adding an awesome sink into. Just to make sure that this factory never stops running. The thing is, I want to keep the awesome sink at the end production. Because that means that all of these machines are going to be running. And then only the last bit of components will be sent to an awesome sink. In order to give us some nice good tickets. I do hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And that I see you in the next one. This building is finally done. Alpha Blazed out.